What is going on, FG3000, back in the place to be, and welcome to Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. Now, as we're going through this video, I want to put a couple of things in your mind first, right? So number one, this game just came out today and is already sitting at a healthy 2.7 star rating on the Google Play Store. I would say well-deserved, and I just did. So that's number one. Number two, this is the second game brought to you by Capital Games. You might know them from a real small project called Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes that made a real small amount of money, $1.5 billion. I know it's not all profit, but $1.5 billion on Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes brought this game to you that you see before ye, right? So keep those two things in mind. As we're going through this game, we're looking at the aesthetic, the polish, the production value. Do know that this is just a small indie company with a small budget that only made $1.5 billion last go around, right? So cut them a little bit of slack, would you? All right, so let's go ahead and jump on in and start talking about some of the heroes that you can collect. Obviously, this game is based on the Lord of the Rings IP, so you're gonna see a few characters you recognize, a lot more that you won't recognize. And dude, oh my God, these graphics. So when I saw the game, I was like, this has to be an emulator issue. Like, there's no way this game looks this bad, this pixelated, and this muddy. So I reinstalled the game on my cell phone. To my surprise, no, dude, it's just this stanky. It's just this janky, and frankly, it's a whole lot of booty, right? Not the good kind. I'm sorry, lady. Not the good kind at all. Look at this character's graphics here. Look at how muddy the armor textures are. And I'm like, dude, there has to be graphic settings. There needs to be a PC client. There gotta be something. Guess what? There's nothing. No PC client, no graphic settings. Emulator and phone look exactly the same. This is the game that $1.5 billion brought to you, my friend. Once again, I know it's not all profit, but I'm trying to be dramatic. All right, so these are a few of the characters here. As you guys can see, dude, is that a sitting waifu? Put that away. Put that nip away. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump on into combat, shall we? So we'll go back over here to the home screen. As far as combat, they played it real safe. This game is going to remind you a lot of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. You have a light campaign where you use light heroes, shadow campaign where you use shadow heroes, and then you got a guild campaign where you can use some of your guild mates' characters. So if you have some whales in your guild, this is a real good opportunity to blow past some of these stages, because all you got to do is just 3-star stage. You're done. You can sweep it from that point on. You ain't got to worry about sweep tickets or anything like that, which is one positive, I guess. But let's go ahead and jump on into combat. Now, for me, once you're in combat, my criticisms go down just a little bit, because at the end of the day, it's a turn-based RPG, baby, one of my favorite genres. So expect attacks, spells, fireballs, heals, taunts, things of that nature, right? So here, the framework of the game as a turn-based RPG is fine, it's sound. Capital Games knows what they're doing when it comes to this formula. No problem there. The problems are just everything else, dude. Like, I can't understand why this game looks so bad. And this right here really bothers me, irrationally bothers me. Like, I understand loading in between waves of combat, but that ugly loading screen dead smack in the middle of the waves, I would much rather have the initial loading time be longer versus having that ugly wave screen in the middle. Dude, look at the water! Are you looking at this water? Wait a minute. There's not even any splashing of the water. Keep in mind, this game came out in 2023, by the way. Honkai Star Rail came out 12 days ago. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes came out in 2015. All right? If you were in a coma in 2015, right, and you just woke up, and I was like, hey, friend, welcome back to reality. Here's a Lord of the Rings game. You're like, dude, this must have came out right before I went to sleep. No, it didn't. It came out when you woke up. Oh my God, dude, I'm getting absolutely destroyed in this one. I can't, not even any water splashes, nothing, huh? Oh my God. But that's combat, right? Turn-based JRPG style combat, as you guys definitely might expect. Let's do one more little combat scenario, because I want to show you something else that can only be made possible with a budget of over $1.5 billion. Once again, I know it's not all profit. Stick with me here, all right? Check this out. This is the story. This is a story, a puke green background with some text in the middle. This is the presentation of a Lord of the Rings story in 2023, brought to you by a game studio that made over $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion. All right. Oh my God, dude. I don't know, dude. I'm a gacha gamer. I'm a mobile gamer. You know, some might say my standards aren't too high, but dude, they a little elevated. All right, a little elevated. Now, one thing I do like being able to chat while I'm auto playing. It would be better if it didn't take up your entire screen. Just make this transparent box go up a little bit, like right here maybe, or right over here. That would be cool to just be able to talk trash while the game is just auto playing. Like, hello, it's me, FG. There you go. Why did it say my name was Mole Man? That was weird. And the combat keeps going too, by the way, which is a nice touch. The most positive thing I can say about the game thus far is the fact that I can chat while auto playing. You're welcome. Who says I'm not fair? You know what I'm saying? This though, it might be irrational. It might be irrational. You guys let me know in the comment section down below. But I do not like that ugly loading splash screen dead smack in the... Actually, I can't even call it a splash screen, right? Like, I think a splash screen would be better, like if it had maybe some Lord of the Rings artwork on it, maybe some lore on it, something like that. That's just a screen. That's just an in-between screen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're gonna get absolutely destroyed here. Just like in a lot of these games in the same vein of Raid Shadow Legends, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, Marvel Strike Force, you are gonna hit a point where you're just not strong enough, and now it's time for you to start grinding some of these stages, building some EXP, and coming back, right? So that is that. I'm glad I just brought that up, by the way. I was just about to calm down, now I'm calming back up. So this game, this style of game, right, follows the same exact flow and dance as Raid Shadow Legends, Marvel Strike Force, Galaxy of Heroes, which are notoriously the most expensive types of gacha games, right? Like, a lot of people talk about how expensive gacha games are, and they absolutely are, but those specific types of gacha games are by far the most expensive. So this is that type of game, the most expensive type of gacha game there is. So they expect to get the maximum amount of money for the most minimal viable product that I have seen in a long time, my friends. Oh my goodness. What is this? Oh, dude, look at these rocks. Oh my God, look at the rocks in the background. Why do we care about rocks? Because. All right, because there's no such thing as a budget gacha game, right? As long as we all establish that, like when you go to like PC and console, there are AAA games, right, that cost like a full $70, but every now and then a game developer studio is nice and is like, yo, this is not a AAA game, so we're only gonna charge like $29 or $39. There's no such thing as that in gacha and mobile games. All of them are more expensive, some more expensive than others. This is a case of more expensive than others, and it's like the worst possible. This is no, absolutely not. Dude, this game has broken me. Like, literally, I have been broken with this game. Outside of like the Light, Shadow, and Guild campaign, you also have adventures. Once again, prepare yourself for this really like predatory style of gameplay where you can only bring very specific characters to combat. So in this instance, I can only bring tank and healer characters. I have nowhere near the amount of squad power necessary to defeat this, so I just can't do it. Straight up, you're done. You're not gonna be able to do that event whatsoever unless you're just like really wailing out on these characters to make them really overpowered. If not, you can't. If you don't have enough shadow characters to field this little combat scenario, you're not gonna hit that squad power. You're not gonna be able to do it. These games are notorious for doing stuff like that. Once again, the Strike Force, the Raid, the Galaxy of Heroes type of game. Outside of that, you do have Arena. Great. You have guilds. The only thing that guilds do in this game is provide you with a list of guild mates that you can borrow their characters with, right? That's literally it. There is nothing else you can do inside of a guild at the moment. These people just exist to help you get to different stages to 3-star them. That is literally it. The only other gameplay mode that I do not have unlocked right now is supplies, but to be honest, I don't care what it is. So that is that, man. That is Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth, a game that I cannot recommend under any, like, Dude, I try my best to kind of stretch my copium a little bit, try to think outside my biases. Like maybe, you know, a Lord of the Rings fan that loves turn-based, that is a fan of capital games, maybe you might enjoy the game. But dude, this is a game that needed to be in the oven for way longer than it was. It is not ready. It doesn't look like a 2023 game. They knew that. They knew this was a minimal viable product, and they're hoping just to get over on you. So my advice for this game overall is in my name, baby. FG says, bruh, no to Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle-earth. I'm out.